I've had this Honda Spree for about 2 years now, and I've never really done anything with it. It's fun to drive around the neighborhood, but I have a pretty small neighborhood, and it really only does about 30 miles an hour. So getting outside of the neighborhood onto those 45-mile-an-hour roads are a little bit scary, but I wanted to get out of the house today and go get some coffee. So we'll see how it goes. I've never really taken it further than like a quarter mile away. So hopefully it's not too sketchy. The first thing I got to do is put some oil in it and check the gas. The one thing that's cool with the Spree, since it's under 50 cc's, in my state of Oregon, all you need is a helmet to ride it. You don't need a motorcycle endorsement or anything. That's also kind of a trade-off because this thing is so incredibly slow. Kind of a bummer. There's a lot of hills where I live. I'm a little bit worried that I might not make it back up the hill on the way home. So this is the only exit from my neighborhood that's not super sketchy. It's like a fire truck exit, and it allows me to see over the crest of the hill. People are driving like 60 miles an hour, so maybe I can just sneak in when there's no traffic here. There's construction. That absolutely killed my momentum, so now I'm kind of here. God damn it. Oh! 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 I tried to like pump the Spree, tore a muscle or something. Oh my God. I think instead of coffee, I need some beer. Oh. All right, that's all she's got, 30 miles an hour. This is officially the farthest I've driven it from home, so new territory here. The leg is painful, but I think it's manageable. So I think that's genuinely a good thing for the Spree to take it out and give it a little rip. The carburetor starts to get a little clogged up after a while. We'll see if it can make it back. It's feeling like it's running pretty good. I thought it was running worse, but it's running okay. The more I walk, the better it feels, so I'm just gonna keep doing that. I'm such a freaking dumbass. The battery's dead. How is that even possible? Oh, thank God. All right, so the part I'm most afraid of is this hill coming up. Of course, there's a stop sign at the bottom of it, so I don't really have a chance to gain any momentum, but I think what I'm gonna do, rush the stop sign as fast as I can, and if there's no cars coming, I'm just gonna blow it and hit that hill going as fast as I can, hopefully stay in the power band. I don't see any car. Oh, there's a car. Come on, power band, power band, power band, come on. All right. It's in the power band. Come on. I'm about halfway up the steepest part. It feels like it's holding it for now. So I'm gonna try to avoid that construction that I hit on the way here. There's a guy's house that borders my neighborhood, and you can kind of cut through his driveway. Mission success. I'm back in the neighborhood. That was the most amount of effort I've ever done for a coffee, I think. Oh, I gotta start packing because I gotta fly to LA in a few hours. So the battery on this thing has kind of always been an issue. One problem is whatever year or model this is, they decided to eliminate the kickstart on the bike, so it only has an electronic starter. I've been through a couple batteries, partially because I don't ride it that much, so the batteries can just die. Another problem too is as soon as the engine's running, the headlight turns on. A buddy of mine told me to just unplug that headlight because, I mean, I'm never gonna ride this thing at night. You don't really need it during the daytime. You gotta be really careful not to leave the keys in it, because if the keys are keyed on, the taillight will kill the battery also, which has happened so many times. I'm gonna put this thing on the battery tender and start packing up all my stuff. We're gonna shoot another episode of Driver Battles tomorrow. So I gotta get going on that. Hopefully my leg starts to feel a little bit better, but no more messing around. I gotta get ready and go to work. I've made it to beautiful California. My flight was just fine, but it's like 109 degrees right now, and we're driving to Chuckwalla. It's about a 4-hour drive, so we should get there just before sunset. We just pulled over to grab some gas and some refreshments. We will have dinner there at the track, and then tomorrow morning early at like 7 or 8 a.m. we're gonna get up and start shooting some racing. Just feels like hot air blowing on me. It's so hot outside. Jesus. Got the big wang in the back.
That looks a little different from the last time we filmed it, huh? I 3D printed canards, and I've been 3D printing for a long time, and I know not to 3D print like a certain material, like PLA, because it like melts in the heat.
But you did it anyways?
Yeah, I did it anyway. Because the only thing I had on me, I was like, oh, I hope it doesn't melt. Well, we went to In-N-Out, and it flopped. Like, it was
just
like
from the heat, though.
It was like a wet noodle.
Oh no.
But then, like on the freeway, it cooled down. So.
The track's about to go hot. We woke up a little earlier today than we normally do because the heat is so bad. We wanted to get an early start, so we were all out here before it was even light out, which was really nice actually because we beat the sunrise and got some really cool shots of all the cars getting prepped with the sun coming up in that sick like golden hour. So really excited about that. I'm gonna pop up the drone here real quick and get some drone shots, and then it'll be time for us to go out on track and get some shots of the cars.
Attention in the pits, attention in the pits. 15-minute call to driver's meeting.
So you gonna win that golden ticket?
I'm gonna try. Give it my best shot before it gets 100 degrees.
I mean, honestly, who's probably the fastest? That Corvette?
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's been out here, but
Right.
it's pretty fast.
Oh, that's right, with the Supra. If his little diffusers, his canards hold together.
All of them.
There's 3 other shooters here with me today, so we'll all go out there to our favorite corners and set up on the long lenses, and then we'll do some interviews after that. So we'll see how it all goes. There's some people here today that have raced on this track a lot, and there's also some people here today that have never raced on this track and have very little racing experience. So hopefully these guys keep it on track and should be a good time. Just spilled coffee on myself. Everybody always asks me why I wear white, and honestly, I don't even know. Don't know why. Tracks like this are always some of my favorite times to fly the drone because there's literally like almost nothing you can run into. So you can really just go full tunnel vision and focus on getting the shot. The only problem is I feel like half the time, the cars that I'm trying to shoot aren't on the track. Okay, it looks like that BMW is out right now, so that's good. Kind of hard to tell. What works really well, I've noticed with the drone too, is if you fly opposite the direction of the track. The drone can't keep up with these cars, obviously. They're doing like 100, and I can only go about 30. So let's see, I have no idea what some of these cars are out here. You kind of just gotta fly towards them until you get close enough. Cool, that was a good shot. Happy with that. Hardest part is just being smooth, so when you're flying in sport mode, it makes the drone as fast as possible, but it also makes it kind of twitchy, so you gotta be as smooth as possible. Should probably bring the drone in and just save battery here for a sec.
Attention in the pits, attention in the pits. 5-minute call for green group. 5-minute call for green group.
If the track is cold yet, but I usually enjoy the hour-and-a-half session while we're out there on track filming because I get to be by myself. And unfortunately this time, a corner worker was out there telling me what to do.
I mean, I'm not telling you how to do your business, but telling you not to get hurt.
Yeah. So it's only supposed to get a little hotter.
Hey, it's not 123.
Jeez.
This is October. It's supposed to be chilly already.
Yeah, right?
I said, what are you trying to do? Be the flying nun? And it's stuck. So she's the flying nun.
Awesome.
The steering wheel wasn't attached. How he made it that far is beyond us. But he hit a bump and the steering wheel came off in his hand.
Yeah, I couldn't even.
He was like, I got a bucket if you need it. And he was like, no, it's just number one.
Yeah, luckily I think that was a joke, but I couldn't even take a pee without that guy talking my ear off.
You thought you were cute?
Jeez, I guess. The whole vibe today with the drivers meeting and these new corner workers has definitely been different. A lot more strict than we're used to. Dude, Luke, that corner worker hates you, bro.
Why?
He was like,
That guy with the red car that was out here first, is he part of your crew?
yeah, he's the photographer.
Yeah, you might tell him that he was in an impact zone.
Look at
Tell that guy that's where all the good shots are.
that. It's true. That's where all the good shots are. That's good, perfect. Yep, rolling.
So I think we're digging for
the hard on this one.
So this is the part of the day where we shoot all the beauty shots. Unfortunately, this is also the hottest part of the day. Stupid me forgot the batteries for my gimbal. Is a pretty bad mistake, but luckily Steven's got a gimbal too, and so he's gonna shoot all the wide shots on the gimbal, and I'm gonna get all the tight shots, just slow-mo, handheld, which is actually works out pretty good, you know, to get a mixture of things. So I get all the tight stuff, he gets the wide, and it'll mix together pretty well. So it's a little bit easier on me to do the handheld stuff because the gimbal gets a little heavy after a while. God damn, the camera is freaking hot. Whew. I think it's like 110 right now. Jesus, can't even hold the damn thing. For driver battles, we always have the driver do like a hero shot moment, and I usually have a hard time getting something cool out of them. Some of the guys, they get it, they do something funny, something silly, like stand on the hood or something like that. But this last guy was actually pretty rad. He just poured 4 bottles of water on his head in a slow-mo shot for me, so that was pretty funny. Definitely fitting for today's weather. I kind of want to do the same. Oh, it's so hot outside that we were pretty much just gonna wrap it up after the interviews, but we decided to go out and do car to car, and a lot of times we'll shoot it on the red, you know, with the long lens, but it's impossible to be stable. Even with the gimbal, you kind of get thrown around. So I stuck my Pocket 3 on this Move Max Razor arm, and we kind of just sent it with that, and it's not too bad. It's kind of a wide angle. You don't really get the super dramatic tight shots that I like to get on the red, but the shots are really easy to get because I'm basically just sitting in the passenger seat, riding along, controlling the camera on my phone, and yeah, I think they come out pretty good. I think they look sick. Thanks for watching. Man, it is so tough filming in conditions like that. It takes a lot of energy to be creative and also keep an eye on what's going on throughout the day and make sure that we don't miss anything. A lot of times when we're filming like that, it's easy to miss shots and forget to interview people during certain times of the day like we're supposed to. So yeah, it can be pretty grueling physically and mentally. I wanted to show you what it looks like when it gets back to the editor here. This is about 6 hours of footage that we filmed. I've got all 3 cameras strung out on different colors, so it's a little bit easier to see what's going on. All these clips over here are all of our audio from our audio guy that came and recorded sounds of the cars and of the people. But you can see here I've got a bunch of GoPro angles already synced up, so these are all the different angles. I want to mention too, everything looks really desaturated and flat is what we call it. This makes it a little bit easier to grade the footage. It gives you more latitude in the footage to retain some of the highlights and the shadows, but no need to worry about that. So the GoPros have time code and they sync pretty well usually. I forgot to sync them all in the morning, and what can happen is that time code can drift over time if you don't use them every few days. So you can see here, this little waveform down here, right where the cursor is, this should be matched up perfectly. You can see it's way over here on one of these clips. So this is probably somebody slamming a door or something. And so I always look for these little jumps in the waveform to make sure that everything is synced like that. See, now you see where he started the car. Yep, there's a door slam, and then started the car right here. That way, all whatever this is, 5 angles of your GoPros are all synced perfectly. We're also doing that for the audio, so all this of people talking. So here's the interviews if I zoom way in. So here's all the different interview angles, and here's our dedicated audio down here, this yellow one again, and you should be able to delete the audio from the cameras and just use the audio from this dedicated audio. So what's really cool too is he records on multiple tracks. So if I go into the audio attributes here, I can actually select which person I want the audio from. So then what I'll do is here I'll get Mike, and so here's going to be Mike's audio, and then I'll duplicate this track. You can see just Mike is talking right there. And I can get Kevin's audio now, which is the guy he was interviewing. So now you can see down here, some of this is Mike's audio and some of this is Kevin's audio. And I can choose in post whose audio I want to be louder or quieter or cut out or not. What can happen sometimes is you can get like kind of an echo effect sometimes, so you don't want to do that. But pretty cool. You can choose between both different drivers. You never know. Sometimes somebody's mic starts popping or the wind blows really hard, and you can actually exclude that just by getting rid of somebody else's audio. And sometimes you can use somebody else's audio as a backup if one of the guys, microphones started having issues. But yeah, so the first thing I'll end up doing is I'll split the 2 episodes. So we filmed 4 cars total. There's 2 episodes in here. So I'll go through and you see this girl here was driving against an M2. So her and the M2 are one episode, and then the other episode is this S2000 that drives against the GR86. So I'll start making 2 separate timelines to separate those 2 different episodes, and then I'll just start going at it. I got to make like a little intro, you know, with the cool lens flare shots we were talking about at the beginning of the video. Mike kind of mentioned these new belts they're going to give everyone. It's kind of fun, and if you win the driver's battle, you get your name written on one of these belts, which are actually really cool. They were really nice quality. And then we jump to all the driving footage, and the driving footage is usually, you know, pretty straightforward. They get 3 hot laps, a warm-up, a fast lap, and then a cool down. And so hopefully they're looking good during that fast lap, because that's what all the YouTubers are going to see. So we let everyone go out and do that, and then we interviewed them. And so I'm basically just going to cut through one little scene at a time and start building this timeline as a full-blown Driver Battles episode, which is going to end up being about 10 minutes long. So thanks for watching. If you guys have more comments, you can leave them down below. Another good way of contacting me is to just DM me on Instagram. I'm pretty quick to hit you back. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Hopefully you'll see this episode on the Driving Line channel soon, and you can see who won.